what's funny about banana bread? Banana bread is made with bananas that most people would throw away. They're too soft, they're too brown, they're too far gone, or so it seems. But actually, the best banana bread is made with these bananas that are not perfect, that need a little help. And the older I get, the more I think that life works the same way. Hi, I'm Gary, and welcome to Stirring Things Up. I'm 49 years old, and for my entire life, really, I've been in training, teaching people, helping people grow, helping them, find their purpose and what they really want to do. So another one of my passions is baking. And I thought to myself, why not just combine those two? So teach and talk about baking, share stories, and just build a community together. So I'm not trying to create like the most amazing baking channel on YouTube. I know there are so many amazing channels. And I'm also not thinking of creating a self-help channel. But what I actually want is just a place where people can come and we can talk like friends. We can share baking. We can share stories. We can laugh. And you can just slow down a little bit and just come here to my kitchen, and we can just be together for a moment and just forget about the world. So let's get back to the discussion of the banana bread. So we've got 5 super overripe bananas here who, like I said before, would be rejected, would not be wanted by anyone, would probably be thrown in the bin. But we're going to make something amazing with these bananas today. And we just need 2 other ingredients, conveniently. The first one is 1 tin or can of sweetened condensed milk. We're going to be using the whole can. And 2.5 cups of self-raising flour. That's it. Those are all the ingredients we need. And as we go through the recipe and as we start baking, I want to talk to you a little bit about where people are in the world right now and how we're all feeling. Okay, so we're in the process now of mashing these super overripe bananas, not into like an absolute pulp, but leaving a couple of chunky pieces that we can have in the loaf. What I find so interesting is every one of us is going through something. So either it's stress that you're dealing with, or you're feeling like the world is moving too fast, or you're feeling like no one is listening to you, or you're just in a weird place. And I think all of us are feeling that way. But what we have to remember is we can talk to one another. We can share. And you'll see that there's a lot of other people that are going through the same thing. It's just the way that life is right now. These bananas, I'm sure, were destined to be in the bin. But here they are, and we're going to make something amazing with them. They just need to have the right person. And in this case, I think I'm that person. So we're going to take the 2.5 cups of self-raising flour and the mashed bananas. These are 5 overripe bananas that I've mashed, and our tin of condensed milk. So what I'm going to do is you just simply combine everything. So within this bowl, here is our flour, and I'm just going to pour all of this amazing condensed milk into this flour. And I'm sure there's a lot of recipes where they'll say, oh, you must do this first, and you must mix that, and you must make sure that that has been done first. And this is not that kind of kitchen. We're just going to wing it. We're just going to do what we think is best. And I think that's how we should manage our lives. We do what makes us happy. We do what we want to do, and everything will turn out fine. So the condensed milk is in. Now we're going to add the mashed banana. All of that goes in as well. So now it seems like this is quite a lot. And obviously, depending on the loaf tin that you're going to be using, you have to just make sure that it's going to fit. But now we're just going to mix all of this together. And this is kind of like, oh, okay, there's a bit of spillage there, but anyway, it's one of those things. This is kind of like when you're making muffins, and any of you that have ever made muffins before, you know that the lumpier the batter, the lighter the muffins are going to be. So it's kind of the same principle here. I don't have to have this as a perfectly smooth batter or a perfectly, balanced batter. If there are a couple of lumps of the banana, that's fine. And also, I just want to make sure that there's no white streaks of the flour, because I don't want to have, biting into a banana loaf and then there's this dry blob, which is not going to be great. So as soon as this is mixed, I'm not going to be overly intense about it. I just want to make sure that there's no more flour streaks. As soon as this is mixed, that is pretty much it. That is it. No stress, no deadline, no drama, just an easy, simple batter. Now we're going to pour this batter into our loaf tin. And like I said, it depends on the size of the loaf tin that you're going to be using. This one that I've got now is about 20 centimeters in length. But I mean, as long as the batter fits in the tin and there's a little bit of space between the batter and the top of the tin so that obviously the loaf can rise, that's going to be perfect. You'll set your oven to 180 degrees or 160 fan, and we're going to bake this little baby for about 45 to 50 minutes. Just before I put this little baby in the oven, I just wanted to show you. So I've just flattened it a little bit just to make the top a bit flatter. So when it does rise, I don't want it to rise in weird places. I want it to be as even as I can get it. And also, do you see the space that you would then have between the batter and the top of the tin? So it gives it a bit of room to rise, to become the best version of itself that it can possibly be. So, to the oven. So our beautiful banana bread is made with those 3 simple ingredients. So I was thinking while I was waiting for the banana bread to bake that, we all have something that we're dealing with, like I mentioned before. And we have these fears of getting older or making mistakes or taking the wrong path or just not being in the right place right now. And maybe that's all part of the process. Maybe it's not about what we're doing wrong, but it's about what we're being prepared for. We're being prepared for the best part of our lives. Like those bananas, they weren't the best looking. They didn't have the best things going for them. But look what they've become. They've become this amazing banana bread, which we can now enjoy. So I want to use this channel to talk about baking because I love baking. I want to share stories. I want you to feel that you can just come to my kitchen and we can just be ourselves. There's no deadlines. There's no rules. There's no expectations. We can make mistakes. We can share. We can laugh and just be calm and enjoy just a moment of peace where there's no expectation. So before I go, I just wanted to leave you with a story. And it's a story that really inspired me regarding not thinking that I'm good enough or that I will ever be able to compare with others. And it's based on a TED Talk that I watched on YouTube quite a while ago. So forgive me if I get a lot of the story wrong. I am 49. So what happened was there was this child actor and he had an agent and he wanted obviously to be in stage productions and films and all of that kind of thing. And the agent said to him, "You're not good enough. You're not going to succeed. You're not like the rest of the child actors." So he went for another opinion and he went to another agent. And this agent actually believed in him. And this agent did everything in their power to try and find auditions for this child actor. So one day, this agent calls the child actor and says to him, "You can juggle, right? You know how to juggle." So the child says, yes, sure. I can, definitely. I know how to juggle, no problem. Unfortunately, he didn't actually know how to juggle. But he was so desperate for something, he just said, yes, I do. So luckily, he had a friend who actually did know how to juggle. So he contacts this friend and he says to this friend, can you teach me like the basics of juggling? I would audition tomorrow. I don't know anything about juggling. Can you just teach me the basics? So the friend says, sure, no problem. Come over. Let's do this. This is at like 5 p.m. So he gets to his friend's house. They go through juggling. They, try as best they can. They work until 11 p.m. or something. And all that this child actor can do is juggle for like 3 seconds. And then he drops all those balls. That's the best he can do. He's exhausted. It's 11 p.m. So he's going to go home. He goes home and the audition is the next morning. When he gets to the audition, there are all these other people, hundreds of other people, and all of them can juggle like amazingly. They're juggling 6 different balls and they're bouncing balls off the wall and, throwing balls to one another. So this child actor thinks to himself, I'm never going to be good enough. There are all these people, number one, I'm only one individual. There are all these other people competing with me. I have no skill. I can keep the balls in the air for like 3 seconds and then I drop all of them. I can't throw the ball to someone else. I can't use the wall. I'm out of my league. I can't do this. I'm just not going to be good enough. Just before he leaves, his name is called to go to the judge's panel. So, he's there. He may as well just go and try. So he goes to the judge's panel. And the judges are all strict and, looking all ominous and scary. And he starts juggling. He juggles for 3 seconds and he drops all the balls. So the judges are just staring at him. And he wonders, should I pick the balls up again and should I do another round of juggling or should I just go? Or I don't know what to do. So he picks up the balls and he tries to start juggling again. The judges say to him, next, you can go. We want the next candidate. So he picks up those balls, leaves, all defeated, and just goes home. So that evening, the agent calls him, and the agent says, how did the audition go? So he says, it was awful. I got there. There were all these other people there. They were so much better than me. I was out of my league. I don't even know why I did it. It was a stupid idea. It was a mistake. I'm just not ready for this. I can't do it. So the agent says, that's very strange because you actually got the part. So the child actor says, but how is that possible? Because I wasn't even half as good as any of them. I was pathetic. And the agent says what they were looking for was a jester in one of their plays, a jester who could not juggle properly, who would make mistakes, and you got the part. So what I'm saying is we feel like we're not good enough sometimes. I feel like I'm getting older now and the opportunities are passing me by and I don't have really anything new to give. But here I am trying this video and trying this YouTube channel and using the things I love and I really, really like doing, teaching and talking to people and telling stories and baking and just trying something new and not being afraid, but trying something new. And also, like I said before, just talking to someone and having someone validate that you do have value and you are important and you are cared for. And there'll definitely be someone in your life that will give you that validation and that reassurance that you do matter and you are important enough. Just like those bananas who were destined for the bin. I took them and made something amazing out of them that is really, really magical. And they are appreciated for all they are worth. So like I said in the beginning, I don't want this to be the best baking channel that exists. I don't want to be a self-help channel. I just want you to be able to come here to my kitchen. We'll bake, we'll make mistakes, we'll laugh, we'll share stories, and you'll just feel hopefully a little bit lighter when the video ends. So thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for being here for my first video. Sorry for all the mistakes and weird things. I'm just seeing what I can do. And if you like baking, if you like sharing, if you like just having a moment where you break away from the world, I'd love for you to share another video with me, and we can bake and share and laugh and probably burn something along the way. So thank you so much for being here, and keep stirring things up.